4 years ago, I was sitting on my desk and I had a draft of my resignation letter that my dad told me I had to do. I had to resign, I had to move back to Saudi and settle down and wait for the aris to come and sweep me off. I think all that stuff that you go through when you're at 25, like that. So I had this thing in front of me I had to deal with. The best thing I thought of doing this is being very patient and very smart, picking my battles. So I did resign. I did move back to Saudi. I knew I had something else to do. And the key here is that I didn't know what exactly it was I wanted to do. I knew I had to do something different. And here's what's very important. Follow your gut, follow your instincts. I had this urge to go on an adventure. I had no idea what form it took in. It could have been kayaking to horseback riding across country, but I knew there was something I needed to do. And it's very difficult to look for something you don't know what it is, okay? So for a while, I went online, I Google searched, I tried to find something that would A, kind of drive my parents crazy because I didn't want to move back and settle down, and B, I wanted something that would shift my perspective. So I went online and I researched and nothing. I didn't come up with anything, but still I had this sense of purpose, this sense of calling. And subhanAllah, randomly one day I was sitting in a group of people and a girl said she's gonna climb Kilimanjaro in the next Eid break, and automatically that's how I clicked. And that's why I always tell people, follow your gut, follow your heart. You tend to know what you want. You just need to weed out all of the other naysayers and all of the negative things around you and just follow whatever you believe in. It took me a long time to tell my dad I wanted to climb the highest mountains in the world, but in the end, when I came back down, he went from come back, it's time for you to get married, to what's the next mountain. So if my dad was capable of changing his mentality like this, any person would, whether it's our generation, our parents' generation. It was never really about a mountain, was it? It was never. It could have been any sport. It could have been anything. But I could prove to myself that I could stand on top of the world. And I did stand on top of the world. If a Saudi woman can stand on top of the world for however brief a time, no one can tell me that another human being can't do something else. None of them was bravery. None. The thing that made me continue was a mixture of two things. First of all, the fact that I got an opportunity that very few even dream of made me really want to live it to the utmost maximum. I wasn't going to give up unless it was life or limb. You know, I promised myself I wouldn't take a step that is dangerous, where I felt like I was gonna choose my life or limb over the next step. I never got to that point. But I also told myself I'm not gonna give up easily, because who gets this opportunity? The second reason is my poor parents chose to live in horror for a few months at a time. Sometimes the climb is 2 months or a month, over them refusing my dream. So they chose to let me go, and it's very difficult for parents to let your child go, let alone a girl, and then a Saudi girl. It's very difficult. So they gave me this opportunity, so I was not gonna just give it away easily. So what kept me going is how fortunate I was, and I was very aware, and I am still very aware that I'm very lucky and very fortunate to do it. So I wasn't gonna give up because I was cold, hungry, tired, and trust me, there were days where I was cold, hungry, tired, stinky, at my end. But would I ever get a chance like this again? I don't think so. So I never gave up. First of all, you have a voice, use it. And when I mean use it, I don't mean scream. I mean, be very smart. We come from a part of the world that has a lot of lines and a lot of unsaid rules. So be very smart at what battles you choose to win and lose. We are capable of doing a lot. We are capable of changing the older generation. We just need to be smarter than them. We just need to be more patient than them in teaching them that this is our way, this is our new way. We don't have to fight to get where we want. So be very patient. As women, I tell you, we put our own limits. We grow up with this idea that we're supposed to be a certain specific thing, and if we don't fit in the box that we're specified in, we think we've failed. You have not failed. You're just different. You're just meant to do something else. It turns out I wasn't meant to walk a path أصلاً. I was meant to climb a path and completely shatter the box that I was trying to for so long fit in. So be who you are, be whatever shape you want, whatever form you want, be happy, whether it's having kids and raising a family, or it's climbing mountains or crossing the seas. Whatever it is, be content, be happy, and be very smart and patient at asking for these choices, these opportunities from your parents. They're the key keepers of your dreams, your parents. I always say this. So be very smart what you ask for. All we have is each other, and all we need is each other. The passion one person can ignite in another woman's heart is endless. I've had people come up to me. I've had a little girl come up to me and say that she found the courage to ask her father for a bicycle because she heard me climb Everest. She figured out I climbed Everest. I don't know how she heard the news. I was in her psyche, so she told me that she decided to ask her dad for a bicycle, just a young little girl. Today it's a bicycle. Tomorrow it's the man she marries, the job she has, the path she takes in life. So we are capable of really, really picking each other up and going beyond. Wallahi, people ask me, how did you do it? I believed I could. I just believed I could. And then I looked around me and I found support from like-minded, crazy passionates like me. It's bright. It's a bright future. My generation now, I think I've become from the old generation. We have only scratched the surface. We have only reached the glass ceiling. We have just touched it. It's up to the next generation to completely shatter that ceiling. I really want us to kill the stereotype and just go beyond that we're capable of. I want to reach a point in my life, inshallah, as Rabbi A'tani العمر, where there are no firsts. There are no longer first women to do this. There are no firsts to do because all of the firsts were conquered. My great grandkids say there's nothing else to do because everyone has done it. I want to reach that point because we are capable of doing whatever we want. And that would be my dream, just for us to completely shatter the stereotype one day. It's just a matter of time. And you'll see the next generation will completely blow my generation out of the water. And I look forward to the day when someone comes up to me and says, I decided to climb this because I heard of this crazy Saudi girl that climbed Everest one day, and I'm old, and I'm like, that was me. That would be more to me. That would mean the world to me, really. We can do it. نحن قادرات.